Hello viewers, in this video we'll see dividend policy. Okay, now we'll see the introduction of this dividend policy. It is the important duty of the finance manager to take decision on how the profit should be distributed among the shareholders, and it is considered as an important part of the business concern because these decisions will directly affect the value of the business and the shareholders' wealth. So, like the other two decisions, that is financing decision and investment decision, and this dividend decision is also forms a major part of the financial manager. Now we'll see the meaning of dividend. The term dividend refers to that part of profit which is distributed among the shareholders of the firm. That is, dividend is nothing but it is a part of the profit. Okay, the profit may be classified into two. That is, it can be paid out as dividend or it can be retained in the business as retained earnings. So, the term dividend refers to that part of the profit which is distributed to the shareholders. Okay, and this dividend, in other words, we can say business concerns net profit distributed among the shareholders. Okay, it is the business concerns net profit which is distributed to the shareholders. Now we'll see the definition of this dividend. According to the Institute of Chartered Accountant of India, dividend is defined as a distribution to shareholders out of profits or reserves available for this purpose. Okay, it is the distribution to the shareholders. Whatever profit and reserve is available for that purpose is distributed to the shareholders. Okay, and now we'll see the types of dividend. This types of dividend is classified into regular dividend, interim dividend, stock dividend, bond dividend, and property dividend. Okay, and this regular dividend and interim dividend can be otherwise also called as cash dividend. Okay, now we'll see about the regular dividend. From the name itself, it is clear, that is, it is paid regularly. Okay, and this regular dividend is paid annually and it is proposed by the board of directors and approved by the shareholders in the general meeting. Okay, and this is also termed as final dividend because it is usually paid after finalization of the accounts. Hence, it is termed as final dividend and it is paid in the form of cash. Okay, and normally it will be around 10% or 15% of the capital. Okay, this is regular dividend. And now we'll see the interim dividend. Okay, this interim dividend, the director will decide to pay this at any time between two annual general meeting. Okay, before finalizing the accounts. Okay, between it will be paid two meetings. In between two annual general meeting, this kind of dividend will be paid. So it is termed as interim dividend. It is generally declared and paid when the firm has huge profit. Okay, if the firm incurs huge profit, that is abnormal profit during the year, in that case the directors will wish to pay the profits to the shareholders, and so it is called as interim dividend. And now we'll see the stock dividend. Okay, stock dividend is nothing but it is issued in the form of bonus shares to the equity shareholders. Okay, in addition to the cash dividend, they will issue bonus shares to the shareholder. And this issue is given only to the existing shareholders. This is not issued for the new shareholders. Only to the existing shareholders this kind of stock dividend will be given. Now we'll see the bond dividend. And this dividend is paid in the form of bonds for a long-term period. Okay, and the firm will generally pay the interest to these bonds. Okay, not only they are giving bond to the holders, they also give interest to the bonds and repay the bond on maturity. For certain number of years, the bond will be held by the persons and it will be repaid after a maturity date. Okay, and this bond dividend enables the firm to postpone the payment of cash. That is, they are prolonging the payment of cash to the shareholders. Okay, if the company do not have the sufficient cash, in that case the company will pay this kind of bond dividend to the shareholders. Okay, and the date will be specified in the bond. That is, the date of maturity will be specified in the bond. And now we'll see the property dividend, and this dividend is paid in the form of asset. Okay, instead of paying the cash to the shareholders. Okay, and this type is normally not followed in India. Okay, this kind of property dividend is not published in India, and these are the types of dividend. Okay, now we'll see dividend policy. Dividend policy refers to the policy chalked out by firms regarding the amount they would pay to their shareholders as dividend. Okay, it is the policy which helps to find how much to pay to the shareholder and how much is to be retained by the firm as retained earning. Okay, once the firm makes profit, they have to decide what to do with this profit. They have two options with the profit. That is, they can retain the profit within the firm as retained earnings, or else they can pay this profit to the shareholders in the form of dividend. Okay, and this dividend policy is nothing but just deciding whether to retain the profit or to distribute the profit. Okay, if the firm pays the dividend, we'll see what happens. It affects the cash flow position of the firm but earns goodwill among the investors. Okay, and in turn the investor will again invest in that firm. Okay, because they earn goodwill, the firm earns goodwill, so the investor again additionally funds the firm. Okay, if the firm pays the dividend. If the firm retains the profit, that is, it is not paid and it is retained by the firm, then it becomes an easily available source of fund. Okay, and there will be no explicit cost. They can use the funds for financing its investment plans. Okay, next now we'll see the definition of dividend policy. According to Weston and Brigham, dividend policy determines the division of earnings between payment to shareholders and retained earnings. Okay, it is just the division between the payment to the shareholders and the retained earnings. That is termed as dividend policy. And the objectives of dividend policy: providing sufficient financing. Okay, that is the first objective. It provides sufficient financing to the firm. And next one is return to shareholders. And the third objective is wealth maximization. Okay, there are several factors which affects the dividend policy, and these are the factors. You can just go through it. Okay, now we'll see theories of dividend policy, and these theories are broadly classified into two groups, that is theories of relevance and the second one is theories of irrelevance. Under theories of relevance, we have Walter model and Gordon's model, and under the irrelevance theory, we have Modigliani's Miller approach. And now we'll see what is this theories of relevance. According to this concept, dividend policy is considered to affect the value of the firm. Okay, that is, if the dividend policy affects the value of the firm, it is treated as theories of relevance. Okay, relevance implies that shareholders prefer current dividend and there is no relationship between dividend policy and value of the firm. And theories of irrelevance, according to Modigliani and Miller, dividend policy has no effect on the share price of the company. Okay, that's what this irrelevance theory says. There is no relationship between the dividend rate and value of the firm. Dividend decision is irrelevant of the value of the firm. Okay, I hope now you understand the basic concept of this dividend policy, and in the upcoming videos we'll see problems relating to this theories of dividend policy. That is, we'll see Walters model, Gordon model and Modigliani-Miller's model. Thank you for your patient listening.